hopefully this is worth $300 in Giant Eagle Grocery, so we'll see what happens. Pittsburgh needs to do a little more one-on-one challenging, get a couple of breaks. We might see Marcio Leite play a significant role in the second half. He did not play at all in the first half, but he has been loosening up, and I would think we would see him before too long. Right now, it's 0-0 at halftime, and for the start of the third quarter, oh, there's a nice sign. Hi, Sewickley, Pennsylvania, from some scout members. Well, do you have any goals to give us for the third quarter?
I certainly hope so.
Okay. Let's start writing on these sheets. They're very empty for a halftime. It's not very often, if you're new to watching the MISL, where you'll see a scoreless tie at halftime. This is the extreme. It very seldom happens. I just figured out why the delay. We're just seeing Pat McBride and his assistant Tony Glavin coming out of the runway. So I don't know.
They must have had an extra strategy meeting or something.
The team came out. Those guys stayed there.
Pat McBride, former Steamers coach. Then he went to the Comets and back to the St. Louis Steamers. Spirit will kick off to start the third quarter of play. Child along with Ingram. See Kapka playing the midfield right now. McKenzie and O'Hara are playing defense. Duran and Ebert along with Davis up front. Fredrickson and Rose defensively. Ebert wins the ball, goes to Davis, but O'Hara knocks it away. Right at the Pittsburgh red line. Fredrickson back to Rose as we are underway in the second half of play. Chipping it for Ebert, heads it in front. McKenzie back to Kapka, who'll be marked by Duran. And there is Bursic, who will start the offense now. Rolls it to Johnny O'Hara. The captain of the Pittsburgh Spirit came into the game with 10 blocks, leading the team. Kapka crossing for Ingram. He's double teamed. Breaks free. Got a chance. Knocked away by Fredrickson. And Kapka's shot is blocked by Duran.
What Ingram did, though, taking a player on one-on-one is what I was talking about at the start of this half. I think Pittsburgh has to do that a little bit more. They made a lot of passes, John, in the first half, but they didn't string enough together and didn't really penetrate. Their shots were coming from way out. Falzone had a couple of good ones, but nothing from in close.
Ebert with Davis and Fredrickson. Broken up by Godfrey Ingram. And Bursic. Back to Ingram to O'Hara. They've played almost a minute and a half in the second quarter. Fincharski loses to Cacciatore. Tries to get it back. Can't. Fredrickson will take over.
Very quick line change, too, for Pittsburgh. I think Don Popovic may sense that the Spirit, with a couple of games in a couple of days and not having played again in another week, might be a little bit tired. He's probably going to try to use everybody if he can this evening.
Tuksha rolls it to his keeper. To Topolsky and back to David Bursic, who has just been outstanding so far this year. Lee intercepts. He's got Cacciatore there, but Topolsky breaks it up. Adam keeps it. Tries to dribble. Taken away from him by Mikowski. Pesa working with Lee. In front it comes. It's headed out by Tuksha. Now Cacciatore settling for the Steamers. Lee is in front. Goes instead to Bick. And back to Mikowski. 12:45 to play third quarter. Gergiev will mark Mikowski. Topolsky takes it away, but it rolls back to the Steamers. In front, Pesa with some room, but he falls down. And Tuksha clears to Fincharski. A 2-on-1 possible break. On the other side, Sibis could not get up fast enough. It's still 3-on-3. Sibis a drive, a save made by Ilievsky. Ian once again headed in front, almost into the net by St. Louis. That was almost knocked home by Diego Pesa.
That's the best continued pressure, actually, that Pittsburgh has had all night, John. A couple of chances and almost a third to try and score.
Topolsky with some room in the far corner. In front. Mikowski tips it to Ilievsky, and Slobo's problem right now is not the Spirit players, it's his defenders.
Yeah. Hey, at this point, I think we'd take a fluke goal, wouldn't we?
Mikowski a drive, misses to the right side, and you see how Tuksha let it come out. He knew the rebound was going to come long. Foul zone on a run. Gergiev and Tuksha trailing. Foul zone shot wide to the right. Tuksha battles Bick. And Ilievsky has it now. 11 minutes and 42 seconds left in the third quarter. Bick picked up over there by foul zone. Settles and goes to Duran. Rebound shot by Fredrickson is good. Duran took the shot. Fredrickson got the rebound. It is 1-0 St. Louis.
And St. Louis gets the goal with a defender, Fredrickson, playing way up and getting that rebound. So they gambled a little bit, took a chance offensively. Time of the goal will be 3 minutes and 31 seconds. Here's the Duran shot. Wide. Fredrickson open. Short side goal. So at 3:31, we'll see how big that goal is going to be. I don't think it's going to be a game where you're going to see 6 or 7 goals scored. It should be low scoring. Marcio Leite, by the way, out for his first shift of the night, and Pittsburgh could use a spark, and maybe he can provide it.
There wasn't much net there, but Fredrickson got it, and he put St. Louis out on top. 1-0 with 11:17 to play in the third quarter. We're in the St. Louis arena. Davis in front, still with it. And the foul will be called against Davis. First foul of this third quarter. 11 minutes and 7 seconds remaining. We'll see if that can spark the Pittsburgh Spirit, wake them up a little bit. 3:31 the time of the goal. Fredrickson's third of the year. And Duran gets his 4th assist of the season.
The way this game has gone, John, Pittsburgh must really be sharp because they don't want to fall behind by a couple of goals because they've had a hard time obviously scoring here tonight. So you don't want to fall behind by a couple. Next goal could be an even bigger one, especially if St. Louis were to get it.
Ebert backing in against O'Hara in the near corner. Rose will take over for St. Louis. The Steamers breaking the ice, leading 1-0. Here's Duran. His drive just deflected wide to the right. Now Charlie Green with Marcio Leite. Charlie trying to hop over Rose. Loses the ball. Mikowski back to Ebert, marked by O'Hara. Duran has been the man for St. Louis who has really helped to set up their offense, the rushes that they've had so far tonight. Ebert falls, nothing called. Back comes Marcio Leite. On the far side, he's got foul zone running with him. Marcio tries to go around Rose. He's bumped off the ball.
Should have been, and there is an obstruction call. I was about to point out, John, that this is the fastest trio that the Spirit could really put out in the field at the same time. Don Popovic trying to break it open here, break the ice with a little speed. Falzone, Green, and Leite can really fly as individuals. There's the obstruction. Rose just getting in the way of Marcio, not giving him a chance to play the ball.
10 minutes and 3 seconds left in the third quarter. Earhart Cap is on, along with O'Hara on defense. Foul zone. Green and Leite, the forwards right now. Cap tries a little give and go, and Duran takes over. Beautiful control of the ball by Duran. Now he loses to O'Hara. Back to Green. Leaves it for Marcio Leite. Davis picks it off for St. Louis. Inside 10 minutes now remaining in the third quarter. Marcio takes over. He's double teamed, and Duran takes it away. Over to Rose. St. Louis looking much more poised in the third quarter than they did in the first half. Here's Ebert against Cap. Earhart tackles it away. He's down, tries to control. It's loose at the red line. 3-on-2 chance for Pittsburgh. Foul zone. Green trying to catch up. His drive, a save made by Ilieski. Marcio Leite tries to bring it down. They wanted a handball call, and they'll get it.
That's the first foul in Pittsburgh. St. Louis has a couple. Good opportunity by Charlie Falzone. This is his best game offensively. He has 3 or 4 shots.
Long lead ball to Pesa. O'Hara is there with him. Turning. Bursic answers. 9:10 remaining in the third quarter. David will give it to John O'Hara. Right side. Godfrey Ingram starts up, along with Kapka and Child on this line. Here's Kapka in the corner. Fredrickson will mark him off the glass. Chested down. Kapka gets it back, but it's knocked away by Villa. Child is tripped. They say play on. Ball loose in front. Child is still down.
That's not going to make Paul too happy. Number one, he's hurt, but number two, Torres Kabrichin didn't give him the call there, and they've had some problems, Paul, Child, and Torres, and I'm not saying that that's why, but that will certainly add to the feud that they've had.
Third foul against St. Louis. 3-on-2 again on the right side. Some room for Kapka. He misses the shot to the right. Villa tries to settle against Tuksha. This is Pesa against McKenzie. Diego Pesa working it in to the attack zone. Knocked away by McKenzie. Child will chase it, but Fredrickson is there. It is Fredrickson with the game's only goal to Pesa. Diego Pesa goes down at midfield. They say play on. Davis with some room. He'll fake a shot and then lose it to Ingram. I really thought Davis was going to try to drive one. He didn't, and as a result, he lost the ball. Long lead ball for Paul Child. Child double team, goes down. Bick controls for St. Louis.
Child is really hot right now at Torres Kabrichin because he thought that was the second time that a foul was not called.
Cacciatore to Lee. Lee broken up by Child. McKenzie reverses right in front. Lee with a chance. He missed the post to the left side.
He might see that one in his sleep tonight if he can sleep. That's if St. Louis wins.
Klincharski in the far corner off the boards, looking in front for Sibbies. Sibbies was pushed from behind. The save was made by Ilievsky as the ball came off the boards.
And after that first goal St. Louis had, it started to open up a little bit. Both teams with opportunities, but they're not cashing in. Not because of the goalkeepers. The shooters are just missing.
Ebert against O'Hara. A drive by Makowski, and he scored.
He's very happy. That's his first goal and first point of the season. That was a rocket, the way he can normally shoot. But it's getting a bit too wide open, and that didn't help Pittsburgh right there. Time of the goal, 7 minutes, 46 seconds of the third quarter. And St. Louis leads 2-0. You're watching Pittsburgh Spirit Soccer.
Ebert, as he drops it back to Makowski. Watch his shot. Left-footed shot. Just gets over the hands and catches actually the top of the crossbar, John Paul, and drops into the net. So both shots by defensemen, excellent shots. Just a piece of the goal, enough to get it in the net. Enough to give them a 2-0 lead and have the Spirit call timeout.
That's right. Don Popovic really wants to settle them down before this one gets out of hand. We want to just take care of some business while we have the opportunity. We have operators for the Pittsburgh Spirit that are standing by to take your call. If you'd like to take advantage of the 4 tickets, the hot dogs, the Cokes, the popcorn, and the parking passes, $61.50 value for the upcoming game on December 7th against Baltimore. Yours for a much lower price. Call 642-2067. You can get that deal for $30. And again, operators are standing by, and Pittsburgh is standing by. Now they've got to do some moving and scoring to get back in it. They trailed 2-0.
So Makowski with his first of the year after Fredrickson got his third of the year. Duran and Ebert have the assists so far tonight for St. Louis. And the Spirit in some trouble because you know the Steamers are going to come hard now, leading 2-0. I'd like to put this one out of reach with 6:50 to play third quarter. In front, Pincharski can't control.
That's a good point you made, and they should come out stronger and have a killer instinct. Otherwise, if they sit back, they could lose.
Save made by Bursic on Ebert. Ebert outrunning Topolsky to win the ball. Pincharski goes back to Adam and will go all the way over to John O'Hara. Ebert goes off, and back on is Armando Betancourt. O'Hara chips it in the near corner. Nobody there, and it's brought back out again by the Steamers. That one could bounce out of play and does. 6:15 left. 2-0 St. Louis. You're watching Pittsburgh Spirit Soccer. Right now because their team is up 2-0 over the Pittsburgh Spirit. Still plenty of time remaining. 6:15 left in the third quarter, but the Spirit are going to have to get some offense going, JP.
They need some offense for sure, John, because they don't want to go any further back. If St. Louis shows some killer instinct, they could bury Pittsburgh here, but because St. Louis has had problems, Pittsburgh should be going stronger, knowing that the game is not over by a long shot. There's still plenty of time left, but that 0 still looks pretty bad for the Spirit.
Diego Pesa right now and Armando Betancourt are putting on some pressure. Now they break out, and that gives the advantage Spirit. It's 4-3 in numbers at the other end. Here's a chance for Klincharski. Sit back in the corner, uses the boards. Nobody there. Villa takes over. Gergerev trying to come up with the ball. Here's Betancourt. The Villa picked up by Ian Sibbies. Sibbies could not break away from Villa. That's a mismatch in size, Sibbies and Villa.
That's quite the mismatch. One's a soccer player, one's a football player.
Here's Gergerev now to Johnny O'Hara. Cap has a lot of room. He'll drive one. Saved by Ilievsky. And he kind of rattled it around with Fredrickson in front, but they were able to keep it out of the net. Good hard shot that time by Erhard Cap.
Erhard can blast him. He doesn't have a shot as strong as the man he's replacing, Dudek, but very few people in the MISL, in fact nobody, really has that kind of a shot. But Erhard let one go, and Slobo came up big for the first time in a while.
Erhard is going to be called for the foul. He tried to move around Betancourt and pick up the ball. 3-2 in fouls. Steamers have 3, the Spirit 2. San Diego 4-2 over Dallas at halftime in the MISL. Minnesota still leading Cleveland 1-0. Chicago over Wichita 2-1. What's the quarter on the Wichita game? You know?
That was just at the end of the first quarter.
Okay.
They've not updated that.
It's 2-0 here, and we're in the third quarter with 4:50 left to play. Intercepted by Ingram. Gergerev is there. The ball kicks back to O'Hara to Gergerev. O'Hara will settle now. Gergerev moves right into the box area in front. Here's Erhard Cap. Cap to O'Hara. Johnny drives one across the goal mouth. Gergerev will chase it down. Pesa marks him over there along with Makowski, and the Steamers win the ball. Villa seeing his first playing time the new season. Goes to Nieko Pesa. Back it comes to Bick. Mikowski breaking in as Cap battles Betancourt on the far side. Pesa in the corner, marked there by foul zone. Now Earhart Cap comes over to help out. A little bit of room in front. Mikowski is bumped and knocked down. Fouls will even out at 3 apiece. 3 minutes 55 seconds left in the third quarter. 2-0 St. Louis. All the scoring in the game coming here in the third quarter. Fredrickson and Mikowski scoring the goals. Let's see what the Steamers do here as they break out. Pesa turning, shooting, nope, faked it. Backs it off to Mikowski. He'll drive one, knocked down by foul zone, and Charlie gets it back. Against Bick, Mikowski comes up to help out, and Bick controls for St. Louis. Sam Bick works it. Back come the Steamers with 3:35 to play. Davis on a run. His drive is out of play. 3:32 left. It's 2-0 St. Louis over Pittsburgh on Pittsburgh Spirit Soccer. Both Steamers goals coming here in the third quarter. 3:32 remaining in this period, and then 15 minutes more in the fourth quarter. But the Pittsburgh Spirit simply being outplayed in the third quarter by St. Louis. A couple of excellent shots by Fredrickson and Mikowski. They just got a little slice of the goal, but it was enough to record the scores. And you can see David Bursic starting to move up a little bit, trying to start something offensively as he gets it back on the give and go to Tuksha.
St. Louis, ever since they got that 2-0 lead, have started to put some high pressure on the Spirit.
Marcio Leite now breaks out, sets up with Ian Sibbies. Sibbies loses. That's Fredrickson who tackled it away from him. Back it comes to Ilievsky. Slobo's been good. He's not been tested nearly as much as David Bursic. Long lead ball for Ebert against Tuksha. Ebert into the corner. Has Davis and Fredrickson there as well. Duran is knocked down. The foul call will go against Z Kapka. That's 4 on the Spirit.
Right now Pittsburgh needs a goal, John, because that field must look uphill and feel uphill to them because they're not getting anywhere. Here's the foul right at the very end.
And again, St. Louis will set it up with 3 men offensively. Fredrickson is there. Ball winds up on the foot of Duran. Backing it out to Rick Davis. Now Fredrickson marked by Sibbies on the far side, kind of backing in. Tuksha can't help out. Duran, and it's cleared all the way back to midfield where Carl will pick it up. Carl Rose, number 2. Let's do Fredrickson. Chips it up over the glass and out of play with 2:25 left in the third quarter. And Fredrickson has one of the goals, his third of the year.
No, Pittsburgh could put some pressure on the St. Louis defense. They're without Bellinger, which is a lot worse for them than Pittsburgh without Dudek, because Pittsburgh has a stronger and much more depth at the defensive position. Really, St. Louis has been going with 4 defenders tonight, and they have not had to run as much as the Spirit defenders have had, and they've not had to mark man for man, one-on-ones as individually as the Spirit have had to do. So it's been tough for Pittsburgh to get something going tonight. As I said before, if they don't score anything, John, that field seems like it's going uphill and the legs start to get tired. You think about the game tomorrow night. Pittsburgh can't afford to think about tomorrow. They want to win this one tonight.
Davis marking O'Hara deep in the Pittsburgh zone, runs him off the ball and takes over. Now it's picked up by Godfrey Ingram along with Marcio Leite. Got Kapka on the far side. Ingram decides to take it himself and dribble in. Still controlling, now gives it up. Back come the Steamers. Ebert taken away from him by McKenzie. Marcio Leite. Now Ingram with some room on the near side. Off the boards, looking in front for a header, and it's broken up by Ilievsky. Came right in front of Z Kapka to pick that one off.
Now that doesn't count as a save because the ball's not going into goal, but that's one of the better defensive plays you see a goalkeeper make. If he doesn't do that, John, he's a sitting duck for Kapka or anybody who's over on that side to bang it home.
Here's Cacciatore now for St. Louis. 1:30 left in the third quarter. Mikowski, the other goal scorer for the St. Louis Steamers, to Sam Bick. Was knocked away by John O'Hara into the scoring bench area. 1:20 left in the third quarter of play. Spirit not able to score so far tonight. St. Louis averaging only 3 goals a game coming in, have put it behind David Bursic twice in the third quarter. Still 1:20 left here. Another 15 to go in the fourth quarter. Stuart Lee settling against John O'Hara. Broken up in front by Klincharski to Marcio Leite. Marcio being run off the ball from behind. Marcio still controlling. Now he stops, turns, goes back to Klincharski. Broken up by Cacciatore, and the Steamers control. Here's Klincharski now. Turning, goes back to Topolsky. Less than a minute to play in the third quarter. O'Hara. Marcio Leite. Makowski takes it away from him, and it's picked up by Duncan McEwen. Have not seen much of McEwen tonight. Nor much of Redmond Lane. Sam Bick. Paul Child picks him up as he comes off the bench. Klincharski back to Child. And with 30 seconds left, the Spirit will try to come up one more time. 2-0 St. Louis. Long lead ball. That'll be a three-line pass offside. It'll come all the way back to the Pittsburgh red line for the St. Louis kick-in. Fredrickson into the corner, off the boards in front. A chance for Lee, and again he could not get his head on it. Taken away by Topolsky. Ingram knocked away over the boards with 12 seconds left.
If a goal was scored there, John, you've got to fault that three-line pass. Pittsburgh a little bit desperate, and there's still all kinds of time left. They've got to use the length of the field, the width of the field, stretch that defense out, and move that ball. Here it is coming back. If that ball is not cleared away by Topolsky, Stuart Lee has an easy goal off the header.
Lee breaks off the pass by O'Hara. Less than 10 seconds now left in the third quarter. It's been all St. Louis. 2-0. Child off the board in front. Just missing is Ingram. Just missed the post on the left side. Time will run out. The only 2 goals in the game belong to the Steamers. 2-0. The fourth quarter is coming up on Pittsburgh Spirit Soccer. Louis Arena, and it is the Steamers entertaining the Pittsburgh Spirit. They're not being very good hosts right now because they take the lead. Here's how it happened. Daryl Duran with a shot. Misses to the right side, but Mark Fredrickson is right there with his third goal of the year. It came at 3:31. Let's take another look. No question about it. A good hard shot by Duran, and you can see just a little bit of a piece of daylight there, and Fredrickson found it. So that made it 1-0 in favor of the St. Louis Steamers. They kind of stepped up the tempo after that, put a little more pressure on JP, and it resulted in still another goal for St. Louis and a 2-0 advantage as we get set to start the fourth quarter.
Well, this makes Pat McBride happy because Greg Makowski has really not done anything for this club since they brought him here. He is expected to do what he did right there. Hit the back of the net, and as you pointed out during the play-by-play, a perfect shot right underneath the crossbar. As tall as Bursic is, there's nothing he can do to stop that. He's going to look through possibly a bit of a screen here as we see a St. Louis player coming towards him right there. Can't even make out who that is, Sammy Beck or Ricky Davis.
I think it's Ricky Davis. The assist pass came from Don Ebert to set him up, but you're right. I believe it was Davis who was right on the doorstep providing a little bit of a screen, and we are just about set for the final 15 minutes to play. The Spirit have some work to do. We'll see if they can make it all the way back as John Paul brings you the fourth quarter.
And we'll see if Barbara White is a winner. She has chosen Paul Child in the Giant Eagle Goal Getters contest. So far, we're giving away gift certificates from Armor Meats because no one is scoring. This is worth $400 in groceries from the new Giant Eagle. And don't forget the number to call, 642-2067. Spirit operators are standing by for that $60 package, yours for $30 when Baltimore comes to the Civic Arena on December 7th. St. Louis starting the fourth quarter, going right to left. Carl Rose in a box, cut off by John O'Hara, broken up. Ricky Davis blocked by Sibbies. Time will tell on that foul just how badly those misses by Kapka on one and Ingram on another when they were open will affect this team. When you don't have that many opportunities in a night, you've really got to cash in on them. And right now, Pittsburgh, with a few scoring chances they've had, have not managed to click. And that one might have been turn out the lights. But it just missed on the toe of Fredrickson. This is foul zone with some speed. 3-on-3. Sibby's open on the right. Ian in very deep. The shot. Save. Rebound. Foul zone. A shot. That basically hit Slobo. Looked like Pittsburgh was going to come up with one there. If they can get one early, there's all kinds of time left, so there's really no need to panic. But the problem is Pittsburgh's not really creating anything.
Well, that time Slobo had the angle cut down enough.
There's Sibby's beautiful save there. That was a great shot. Child knocking it once, twice off the board. Sibby's can't get a hold of it. Great positional play by Ebert, especially since he did not draw any kind of a foul. Just a well-executed defensive maneuver by the Steamers forward.
And that may be the best offensive minute of the game. They had the pressure on for almost the full first minute of the fourth quarter.
Ball played back to Bursic. How many times can you think of when Pittsburgh has had more than one shot on goal? No rebounds for Slobo. When the rebounds have come out, they've been at the feet of Steamer players. On the right side, McKenzie. Cutting to the inside for Leyte, score! Marcio Leyte from Dave McKenzie. And while it is not a Giant Eagle winner, the Spirit will take the goal. Beautiful goal set up on the feed from McKenzie, and the Spirit are back in.
It is indeed a beautiful feed. Watch as Dave McKenzie takes it in, drives it to Leyte. It was not a shot, it was a pass. Marcio had enough time, even though Mikowski was right on him, to settle it and score. So Marcio Leyte picks up his second goal of the year. McKenzie picks up his third assist, and the Spirit are right back in it. Here's another look. Seems settle, then quickly he had the ball on the carpet, and that was the key.
They played McKenzie defensively to the outside. He cut inside. Let's see what that goal does to Pittsburgh, because there's plenty of time. And you know what I was saying to you before at halftime, you know, the Spirit have not played well tonight, not like they did last week, but when they play well, they lose. The bottom line is winning. We'll see if they can win even with what is not to be confused with their best performance of even this year. And the season is still early. That's another foul on Pittsburgh, and that's 2 for the Spirit.
2 in the first 2 minutes.
Here's a long throw from Slobo. Thought that was going to go over 3 lines. They say no.
Well, Villa kept it from going over 3 lines.
That was close. Villa banging in the corner.
Uses that big size, 6'2", 205 pounds.
McEwen came in a little bit late, thinking Villa needed some help. Now Pittsburgh turning it back. Let's see if they can get those legs going. Z Kapka to Godfrey Ingram. Godfrey cutting right. Nice move, taking the shot, and it's blocked, and it goes out of play. Steamers are leading over the Spirit 2-1. But that goal can do wonders for the Spirit. It can make them forget about tired legs and about frustration, and it brings them right back into the game, and it changes the outlook for St. Louis too. But as we mentioned before, if they go offensively and score, they can deflate and bury Pittsburgh. When they don't, you let another team come back in, and you could end up outplaying a team for 3 quarters and losing because of the last 15 minutes.
Well, it happened the last time that St. Louis lost. That one's way up out of place, so we will take a break. 2-1 St. Louis leading on Pittsburgh Spirit Soccer. Arena in their last outing, St. Louis is leading 2-0 going into the 4th quarter, and they lost 3-2. You know that's going to creep into their minds here in a minute.
Let's hope so. Tacoma beat him 3-2, and 2 goals were scored by a defender, as I recall, in that game. Megson for the Tacoma Stars. But it was St. Louis all the way in that game, and then they ended up losing in the 4th quarter. It would be nice to see Pittsburgh rally after playing the way they did tonight, because so many times, as I said before, they've played well and they have lost, and we've seen other teams play poorly against Pittsburgh but win, and the bottom line is winning. And I think that if Pittsburgh can come away with a win, even if St. Louis outplays them for 3 quarters, they will gladly take it. A Mikowski play right off the set piece is broken up. We've got a dangerous play on St. Louis, and that's their first foul. Ingram will put it in play quickly. Godfrey looking. Now Slobo comes out of goal for Pesa right back. That's dangerous. Child shooting it just wide. In all fairness to Paul, he was way off balance and never really was able to get off a good shot, or else he could have buried that ball. But now we're seeing, I think, St. Louis panic a little bit. Pesa on the right. Pittsburgh's got to hang in there tough because they don't want to lose momentum by giving St. Louis the goal back. Pesa, who can shoot. Cap plays him tough, wins the ball. He's fouled, and that will be the second. At least on the clock. You've got it at 3. Okay, the clock has it at 2 with the Spirit 2. But you remember a 3rd foul?
They're a little slow on the clock. I will trust you.
I've worked with you longer than the guy who's working the clock here, so we'll go with you.
Well, they changed that up there when they get around to it.
Well, fouls have not been a factor, so maybe they won't be here in this quarter anyway. Davis broken up. Fredrickson sending it back the other way. Slobolievsky. That's not what he wanted to do. It's Pittsburgh's ball. 11:34 to go in the 4th quarter, and the Spirit within 1. They trail by the score of 2-1. Marcio Leyte's second goal of the year from Dave McKenzie at 1:23. McKenzie, the only original member of the Spirit, and John Sanders is right. They did change it to 3.
Well, they just, it must be a time delay that they have on that number.
Either that or they may be wired into this telecast. They heard you call it, and your reputation preceded you, so they're going to go with it.
Now, after we couldn't find the scoreboard at the start of the game, I decided to keep it myself and not pay any attention to that board.
Yeah, I think the guy showed up late because that was not up there in the 1st quarter. We would have seen it. We looked everywhere. Free kick for the Spirit. Cap putting it in play off the boards for Sibbies, shipping it to the opposite side. Nobody home except for Stuart Lee, and he put it in the same place. Just a few spectators to the left of where that last ball went.
And this enables the Spirit to keep the pressure on a little bit, because the Steamers are not clearing the ball back into play. They're clearing it out of play, which means that Spirit can regroup, set up, and start over again.
St. Louis defenders, with 4 of them, maybe a little bit fatigued, and without their key guy, Bellinger. Klinczarski, the turnaround, but it's right at Slobo, unfortunately, for Pittsburgh, and Slobo throws to the left.
Well, that was a good quick shot, though, wasn't it?
Yep, and as long as they can get the shots, put some pressure on, it will keep St. Louis away from the opposite goal. Stuart Lee, marked by Earhart Cap. Cutting it to the inside, but Sibbies is there. Pittsburgh on a counter. Quick outlet feed on the left. Klinczarski can't quite handle it off those boards. Now Cap does well to direct it towards goal. Carl Rose banging it away. Topolsky to Cap. Don't forget, Pittsburgh back home tomorrow night against the Dallas Sidekicks, featuring the amazing Tattoo, who has scored once tonight, although Dallas trails 4-2.
That's a shirt for somebody, right?
That's right. He gives away the shirt off his back with every goal that's scored. Last year, he gave it away a lot. I think better than 50 times. He was one of the top scorers in the league.
Hey, the Penguins are having a night. Final score from the Civic Arena, 8-1. The Penguins win.
Well, let's see if it can be a good all-around night before this one's over, as Slobo tosses it back upfield for Duran. Sibby's back on him. Over on the left side for Fredrickson. The clock shows 10:19, but Pittsburgh has their first goal. They trail 2-1. Klinczarski, nice defensive play off the near boards for Sibby's. Oh, if he could get it by Rose, he would have had a break. Now Rose goes down, and we've got a tripping foul on Pittsburgh, and that's going to be 3 on the Spirit.
Actually, Rose caused the foul by running over Sibbies, who was already on the ground, but it doesn't matter. He got the call. That's what he wanted.
Carl Rose to the left, off the boards. Duran by the penalty arc, turns, fires, blocked by O'Hara. He saved the goal because Bursic was screened. Out on the left, Sibbies on the fly against Mikowski. Waits for help, has it tackled away by Cacciatore. Unfortunately, Klinczarski is there, or St. Louis would have had a 2-on-1. Back for Bursic, mishandled it. For Leite, Pittsburgh has to get rid of it, and they move out of their zone with some skill and poise. And here's Leite, who has the only Spirit goal. The Spirit are down 2-1, but certainly not out. On the left, Klinczarski in the box. They want Leite. Villa. Leite turns, shot, not enough on it, and Slobo will cover it up, and Marcio would love to get that one back. I thought originally they were going to call maybe a handball on Villa, but it was hard to tell from this angle if he got it there.
They wound up calling dangerous play on Pittsburgh. You can see Villa going down. Leite turning, takes the shot, and coming in quickly is Godfrey Ingram, and they called him for dangerous play. So now that's 4 fouls on the Pittsburgh Spirit.
Marcio hesitated, I think, try to get an extra commitment out of Slobo, and that hesitation cost him a good chance. Ebert. McKenzie will not let him turn. Mack got hit with the ball on a dangerous play by the Spirit. But here they come. Yes, 3-on-2. Foul zone. Wanting to find Ingram. Gets it over there, but not in time. But I thought Charlie was held back by the Steamers. We'll call that a good play by St. Louis because there is no foul called. Greg Villa the other way, and Sammy Bick wide open in the corner. St. Louis hits him. Bick off the boards. Davis save. Bursic, it's loose. Headed far post, but Bursic is there to block his former teammate on both the Cosmos and the U.S. national team. Foul zone broken up now by some hustle of Sam Bick for Stuart Lee. For Duran, foul zone says no to that, but Lee wins the ball back. A shot, nice save, David Bursic. That ball appeared for a second to be going beyond his reach. Carl Rose knocking it back the other way. Mikowski, who had the go-ahead goal, gets it up for Ricky Davis by Kapka. 2-1 St. Louis, and Davis sends that one upstairs.
Some other scores. Chicago leading Wichita 5-4. 6 minutes left in that game. It is Minnesota 3, Cleveland 2. 11 minutes remaining there. And the team that the Spirit will be playing tomorrow, Dallas, losing to San Diego tonight in their home building. It is 4-2, and they are in the 4th quarter. Let's go back and take a look at the job being done by David Bursic. The shot by Stuart Lee straight on. You can see he bobbled it, but was able to get it back from John O'Hara. Good hard shot by Lee. Lee is going to be talking about this game for a while. He's had a lot of good chances tonight.
He has. I think both teams will be shaking their heads regardless of who wins this, because they did both have chances. But Bursic has been the busier of the 2 goalkeepers in the save and important save category, and that ball came back from midfield, or did it? If it did, everybody's rushing over there. The goalkeeper cannot play that ball. I'm not supposed to call for a replay, but I'd like to see it again because I got caught looking down at my notes. Maybe we'll do that for you later if it becomes a factor. Off the set piece, pace of the shot. Whoa, it is a factor. Pacer will get the goal.
Now, wait a minute.
No.
Wait a minute.
They waved it off. One of the referees, I don't think they let play go on. They're going to call a goal kick. Oh, it was an indirect kick. The ball was not touched by two players.
An indirect kick, you cannot put it directly in the net.
That was not in.
Now, if you want an education about what a direct kick and an indirect kick is, there it is, because that was kicked directly into the net. Has to be touched by somebody else.
Well, Bursic knew, and I should have went with his signal. And now Pittsburgh apparently wants to call for the timeout. So we'll take the timeout as well. St. Louis 2, Pittsburgh 1, and you're watching Pittsburgh. Here's another look at the goal that was disallowed, because when it's an indirect kick, it has to go off another player. It could go off a Spirit player or off the goalkeeper. It did not. It was a clean shot by Pesa that whistled by. And right after that, Don Popovic and the Spirit wanted to call a timeout, making sure that things are settled down. Dave Bursic talking to Torres Kabrician, and we're going to see what happens here as Topolsky plays it. Let's try to follow it for you. The ball is in the neutral zone. It is passed back and then handled by the goalkeeper by his hands. You can't do that, and that's correct. The ball came back from the neutral zone. I couldn't remember if Bursic played it with his hands. That was what the problem was. I thought he used his feet, and that had me confused.
That set up an indirect kick from the top of the circle, and they kicked it directly into the net. So we're exactly where we were a couple of minutes ago, 2-1, and we still have 7:40 left in the game.
That'll teach me to look down at my notes, because I missed that, and that could have been a factor, especially if that goal was allowed. Ian Sibbies now for Pittsburgh. The Spirit trail 2-1, 7.5 to go, fourth quarter. Ricky Davis from Durant, taking the shot, partially blocked, headed by Topolsky. Now Sibbies chesting it down and looking to start things back the other way. 2-1. St. Louis goes by Fredrickson and Mikowski. Leite for Pittsburgh. Sibbies, long ball headed out of play by Durant, setting up a free kick for the Spirit right in front of Don Popovic.
And it's happened over and over again in the fourth quarter. The St. Louis Steamers, attempting to cut off the offense, keep putting it over the glass and giving Pittsburgh another chance offensively.
Well, with the way the indoor game is, you know that if the Spirit can keep to within a goal, they're going to get a lot of chances to come back. We'll see what they can do, but they must not give St. Louis another goal. Leite. Very low scoring game in the MISL. 2-1. Steamers are leading it. Leite with the ball, playing it for Kapka. Somebody has to support him and run off of him, which they don't right there. Now it's Leite holding it. Picked up by Mikowski. Marcio going way back. And right there, he's the last guy, so he can't make a mistake. Does well to get it up to Kapka, but Z is broken up. Durant. Forced back by Leite, right to Slobo Ilievsky. 6:25 to go.
Only problem with all of that exchange, John Paul, is it took a minute off the clock. Nothing called.
Ebert, far side. Gave it up to Sibbies. Ian starting, and look at Topolsky tripped. Is that 2 minutes, or is that just a foul? They're going to call only a foul, and Pittsburgh complaining, and rightly so, because Adam would have been off to the races.
It was a breakaway type pass. You'll see the feed coming here from Sibbies, looking for Topolsky, pokes it through, but before he can get there, he is decked. He's down. Now he's up. Tuksha is talking to the referee, Torres Kabrician, who says, "Get away from me." 9,547 in attendance tonight.
It was hard to see on that first replay what Davis had done, but I think Davis knows that Topolsky is gone. Now, he would not have had a breakaway, but the Spirit would have had some kind of an opportunity. You see how far he would have been, and Adam has some speed, especially in that open field, but he is taken down, and it is simply a foul. That evens it up, though, at 4 apiece, and I wonder if the fouls, like they were last week, could be a factor in this one before it's over tonight. Still like to remind you that operators are standing by at 642-2067 for you to take advantage of a big discount offer for the December 7th game. Pittsburgh Press Family Night against Baltimore, as Leite has it in the corner. Knocks it out. Cap wanting to settle for his left foot, which is the better foot of the two, but he's broken up by Ebert. He and McKenzie run after down the left side. The Steamers are leading it 2-1. McKenzie won't give him any room, and Erhard Kapp comes in support. Gets the ball back for David Bursic. McKenzie played that like the veteran that he is, and in a couple of games against Don Ebert this year, he has pretty much kept him out of the game. On the left side, Ingram cuts to the middle. Now back to the left, has some open space. Leite open, fanned the ball, and gave it up right to Slobo Ilievsky. And boy, that's something there for coaches and players, and I think broadcasters to pull their hair out.
Well, he just missed it. That's all you can say. He was open. Good job by Godfrey Ingram to set him up, but he fanned on the ball.
Here's Bick the other way. In the box off a deflection, and Bursic dives. That one looked a little flashier than it was because that ball looked to be off net.
You see Cacciatore sneaking off the net to intercept that ball.
Pesa marked by Ingram. Off the boards for Stuart Lee. Both players go down now. It has to be a foul on somebody, and it is on St. Louis. That's 5 on the Steamers, 4 on the Spirit. And no doubt Pat McBride and Tony Glavine on the Steamers bench are going to be yelling at their players because they don't want to go down on a power play.
Well, if you were with us last Saturday in Baltimore, you know what happened there.
And it could happen the other way. Here's Pesa, though, on the right. Marked by Ingram. Off the boards. Open man Fredrickson put it too far away to the right. Pesa with it. 4:25 left in regulation time. It is a 2-1 St. Louis lead over Pittsburgh. Headed by Stuart Lee. Nobody there except for Erhard Kapp. He heads it, but Pesa will get it. Off the boards for Cacciatore. He goes down. And no foul. I'm surprised. Here's McKenzie.
4-on-2.
Let's see what Pittsburgh can do. Coming back to Godfrey Ingram in the box. The shot saved. Slobo, he cut down the angle. Klincharski was upset. He was open at the far post. McKenzie lifting it for Klincharski. Off to the right for Godfrey Ingram.
Slobo guessed right that time, didn't he?
He sure did. And it comes up as a big play for him off the boards. It hit off Torres Cabrichin. Otherwise, O'Hara was open.
It was intended for John O'Hara off the boards, but Caprician intercepted.
And if it hits the referee, it is still in play, indoors or outdoors. On the right side, Lee to Rose. 2-1 St. Louis, 3:34 to go. I keep thinking about Marcio's chance in the box, but there have been so many of those chances for Pittsburgh tonight. Off the boards, Rose puts it into the upstairs area. 2-1 St. Louis, and you're watching Pittsburgh Spirit soccer.
St. Louis, let's go back and take a look at some of the action. Ingram with the shot. You see it kick free. Look where Marcio is, but the ball is not there either.
You see what happened? He had it off his left foot, and then it went over to his right as we look at Ingram the other way. And there's the save by Slobo. Getting back, though, to Marcio's because he was wide open. And there's Klincharski, as we mentioned, who was open at the far post. On Marcio's, I think he wanted to shoot with his left. It went off his left foot and came so quickly to the right that he never had a chance for it. It looks easy when you see it. You look at it again in a replay. It doesn't look as easy.
Well, we've seen Marcio many times, and he is basically a left-footed player.
That's right. Tell you what, though, Marcio's had a lot of opportunities since he came in the second half, so he has provided a spark and given Pittsburgh more opportunities. Now, can they cash in with 3:10 left? And St. Louis with 5 fouls, Pittsburgh with 4. Charlie Falzone.
And we haven't seen Charlie for a while. We have not seen Fred Gergerev either.
No. Freddie is on the bench, and so is Charlie Green, and neither player was very effective tonight. And I think right now Don Popovic going with what has been working better offensively, using a little more speed, maybe saving Freddie a little bit too for tomorrow night, as well as Charlie. Pittsburgh wanted a foul there, which would have been the 6th. They don't get it. Ebert. Topolsky trying not to let him go. Ebert off the boards. Nobody at the far post.
Well, you can't quit on it down in that area.
No. Marcio Leite coming back to Charlie Falzone. 2-1. Steamers leading it over Pittsburgh. Right side to Topolsky. Coming in. Shot went wide off a deflection. Leite cranks it off the boards wide.
We caught him in a line change that time. That opened up a little more room on the floor, but the Spirit not able to get it across the goal line.
We might see Pittsburgh take a few more chances with their defenders going forward. We might see that. We might see Bursic come out a little bit more. Don Popovic, because he's won quite a bit, has not had to use a 6th attacker too much. And in talking with him, he doesn't prefer to do that if he has a choice. Child in the corner. Banged by Makowski.
Well, pretty good feed for John O'Hara.
Holding it. Topolsky open. He'll get it on the left. 1:47 to go in regulation time.
It's almost like a power play now, John Paul.
Looks it. Steamers are up by 1 at 2-1. John O'Hara taking it far side. St. Louis now in a tight man-to-man, not letting Pittsburgh penetrate. O'Hara goes long ball off the boards for Sibbies. It's deflected. It's a corner kick if it's Pittsburgh's ball, and it is. That's a big play.
They got the call. You can see Bick arguing a little bit there. He thought it went off the leg of Ian Sibbies, but with 1:28 to play, now the Spirit have to decide if they're going to make any changes, add any pressure, and they are not, apparently.
Remember, they've already called their timeout.
Right.
So they don't get one here. Don Popovic says that in a lot of cases, you're better off without a sixth attacker when you're one goal down. If you're a couple down, that's different. But again, with the winning record that he's not had to use it all that much, or not nearly as much as other coaches. So we'll see what happens here. Godfrey Ingram try to play it in quickly, and they'll do it again. Let's see why.
Somebody was not set. The play was called off by
Pat McBride. Is real upset at the St. Louis bench. Pittsburgh was maybe changing up.
Jesse Baharmas called play off.
Yep. I think Pittsburgh wanted to get a change out there, and the referee Baharmas was going to let it go. Apparently, that's all I can figure. Pat McBride was hot. Ingram, far side to Polsky, cracks it a goal. It's tied at 2. Great ball from Godfrey Ingram, and Adam Topolsky has tied it. So don't go away. Big Spirit comeback.
A set play, a beautiful pass, that time from Godfrey Ingram, who will pick up the assist on the play. Godfrey with his second assist of the year. Now watch it. This is set up in advance. Here's the feed. Now watch the shot as everybody reverses to Adam, but he's got a powerful shot. A screen in front of Ilievsky. He never really saw the ball as it goes by on his left side. That's the goalpost side. Here's the shot. You can see he was screened a little bit by his own man in front.
We are back live. He got that on the volley. Here's Godfrey Ingram, 2-on-2 in a 2-2 tie. Godfrey cutting right side. Cap was open. The shot is stopped by Ilievsky. What a nice try, though, for the Pittsburgh Spirit. So over the last, maybe 7 or 8 minutes, John, Pittsburgh has been a better team, and it's made them come back from 2-0 to 2-2. Villa on the left.
We are 1 minute away from our second straight TV overtime game, JP.
We don't get paid extra for that, John. I want to point that out.
We're going to have to speak to somebody about that.
But at this point, Pittsburgh will be lucky if it can go into overtime, because for a while it looked like it would not even get there. But it may not go overtime. We'll see. Tuksha holding it. Cutting, stopping the ball, knocks it back out. Leite to Dave McKenzie. 36 seconds left. Regulation time. Tied at 2. Tuksha cutting to the left side. Off the boards. Fredrickson knocks it out. It goes out of play. It goes out just like our monitor did. I was going to say, what happened there?
Wasn't me. The monitor's back. 26 seconds left in the game. You know, it's almost like St. Louis's defense has changed in the last 10 minutes of the game. From a pressing defense that was out around the red line, all of a sudden they've drawn back about 10 or 15 feet, and they've allowed the Spirit to be able to attack the net.
I think they're tired, too, because they're not used to playing with 4 and without Bellinger. And it's a lot of work back there, especially in this last quarter. Pittsburgh's been running better. Ingram on the set piece. Leite wants to turn, but is blocked by Don Ebert. 24 seconds are left, and he knocks it out of play.
There's a break.
They've been a frustrated team, the Steelers. How many balls have gone out of play?
In just that situation where they're trying to clear it down the sideline, it goes over the boards out of play.
Now remember, St. Louis still has 5 fouls. Pittsburgh with 4, and 22 seconds are left in regulation time. Godfrey Ingram on the set piece, and St. Louis is going to be a little bit nervous right here. Played into the box. Rose heads it out strongly. Tuksha blasted back. It's blocked. He may get another try with 15 seconds left off the boards for Leite. Kicked away by Rose. Would have been nice if he fouled him. Davis up the left. 10 seconds left for Ebert. Tuksha running back. Off the boards, right to David Bursic as both players go down, but there's no foul. Long ball up the left side for Zeke Kapka, broken up by Fredrickson. We are going into sudden death overtime with a score. Pittsburgh 2, St. Louis 2. You're watching and maybe finally enjoying
this game early in the fourth quarter. McKenzie feeding Marcio Leite, stops it, shoots and scores. It came at 1:23 of the fourth quarter, and it got the Spirit back in it. A score of 2-1. It took another 12 minutes for the Spirit to score again, but it was the goal here off the set play in the corner. The feed will go from Godfrey Ingram right to the foot of Adam Topolsky, and he'll rifle it right out of the air and into the net.
And I think, John, that goes back to the point I made earlier about Don Popovic not liking to go with that sixth attacker. He feels that, you know, you'll have a better player out there offensively, not giving up anything defensively, and I think the confidence in his team showed there. when they did not go with a sixth attacker, and they end up with a tying goal. The interesting thing is Pittsburgh has a shot at winning this. In my book, they have not played nearly as well as they did last week against Baltimore.
Well, let me point out something to you. We wind up with the shots on goal even at 26 apiece after 60 minutes of play. Mainly because in that fourth quarter, we saw that turnaround. The Pittsburgh Spirit outshot St. Louis 11-5. I talked about the change in the defense. It certainly opened up the attack zone for the Pittsburgh Spirit, and they were able to take advantage of it and get the 2 goals.
All right, so the first goal will win it. It's sudden death overtime. Pittsburgh is 0-1 in that category. And St. Louis, well, this is their first try in overtime play this season. O'Hara off the boards for Sibbies. Remember, Sibbies won it in sudden death overtime a couple of years ago, 1984. Klincharski has it knocked all the way back the other way. Pittsburgh looking for it with John O'Hara holding on to it. I think there's more pressure on St. Louis here because, first of all, they're the home team, and second, they're the ones that had the 2-0 lead.
And thirdly, this is the second consecutive time that they've lost a 2-0 lead in the fourth quarter. They lost the game to Tacoma 3-2 after they were ahead.
Watch out, guys, right there. They lose it. Don Ebert will take it. Left side. In the box. Oh, boy. McCaskey. And for the second straight week, Pittsburgh misplays the ball in their own zone. I sense trouble, but I didn't sense that much trouble, John, in all honesty. In 56 seconds, McCaskey has his second goal of the night and second of the year. St. Louis putting high pressure on the Spirit defensively. And the Spirit in Bursic playing it to Topolsky and then trying to go the other way. They mishandle the ball. St. Louis gets it. Bursic is going back. Let's look at it again. Here's Ebert.
Here is Ebert. He sets it up. There's the feed coming right across in front. McCaskey wide open. No problem. And you're right. It is the second straight time that this has happened in overtime to the Spirit, that they have been unable to clear the ball, which you would assume is a reasonable ball, a ball that they should be able to play out of their own zone. Here they are. The Spirit are controlling the ball. Well, they've still got a chance to control. Now there's nobody to help out. Ebert picks it up, turns, reverses the ball. McCaskey gets his second goal, so that's the combination. McCaskey and Ebert that do a number on the Pittsburgh Spirit here tonight. We've got to talk about our Stroh's offensive and defensive players of the game as well.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's got to be McCaskey, not because he got the game winner, but because he got 2 of them. I think you'd have to go with him as the offensive player of the game. Defensive player of the game, I'm going to have to go, I don't know if you'll agree or not, with Slovo. He didn't have to make as many big saves, but in that third and fourth quarter, and basically when you only give up a couple of goals with the number of shots that were taken, I'd have to go with him. I think it's very tough to pick our Stroh's players of the game tonight because it could have gone either way depending on who won it, but it would be tough to give the stars of the game, I think, to Pittsburgh because they did end up losing it tonight. So I'm going to go with McCaskey, who was a factor and ended up with the 2 goals, but 2 big goals for St. Louis. It's just hard to believe that Pittsburgh, with the steadiness, I mean, their defense has always been a Spirit trademark, and the veterans back there, it's always been a strong point, and yet that's where the last 2 games have been lost. And here we look at it again in the defensive zone. No one is helping out them, as you mentioned. Now they're coming back, but it's a little bit late.
Sibbies and Klincharski were too far upfield, and there's the pass, the crossing pass, winds up on the foot of McCaskey, an easy goal in overtime. It took only 54 seconds for the Steamers to beat the Pittsburgh Spirit, and the Spirit have now lost 2 consecutive games in overtime. They'll try to reverse all of that tomorrow night in the Civic Arena when Dallas comes to town. Final again in overtime. The Steamers beat the Spirit 3-2. For John Paul Della Camera, I'm John Sanders. Thanks for being with us on Pittsburgh Spirit Soccer.
Pittsburgh Spirit Soccer has been brought to you by Stroh's, America's Fire Brewed Beer. By Burger King, home of the bigger and better Whopper. Aren't you hungry for Burger King now? By Mellon Bank, a neighbor you can count on. And by Cameron Coca-Cola Bottling Company. We've got a taste for you. Coke.
And by the Bell Atlantic family of companies who make communications technology work for you.
The executive producer of Spirit Soccer is Bill Strong. This game has been produced and directed by Doug Kennedy.
Production facilities arranged for by Unitel Mobile Video. This has been a CAC Sports presentation.